Hi, welcome to Gemini Star Spiritual Wellness. Thank you for joining me today. I'm excited that you're here with me for this video. So in today's video, we're doing our weekly tarot card reading for the week of March 22nd through 28th, 2026 for all the water signs. So that would be Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. So let's see what's going on for all you water signs for this upcoming week. And I have to apologize. I've been dancing with the sun this morning to try to get the lighting right. So I know I looked kind of washed out right now. I look real, washed out because of the sun, but with these big windows in this house behind me, it can be challenging sometimes when the sun's coming up and hitting different angles. And so I had to wait till it was actually worse than this earlier. So I had to wait a little bit till the sun moves so I could do this recording. So at least I'm not as washed out as I was a little bit ago. But so thank you for joining me. If you're not yet a subscriber, please hit that subscribe button so that you get future videos I put out. I do regular readings and regular tarot readings, but I also do special ones. And sometimes I just do like informational videos depending on whatever I feel called by spirit to do. But I just did the spring equinox reading for the spring season that will cover the 3 months of spring. And that just came out on the 18th a couple days ago. So check that out if you haven't seen it yet, if you're interested, and hit that like button so that this will go out to other water signs that need to see it. Because when you hit the like button, YouTube will send it out to more people, so more people have access to the information, and take what resonates and leave behind what doesn't. So let's see what's going on. For Weimer and like the other, I already did the other elements, and it was all, very big changes going on in life. Everybody had like the same theme in every reading. So let's see if what's going on for you water signs. What is the energy for the water signs for March 22nd through 28th, 2026? What is the energy for all the water signs? March 22nd through 28th, 2026. All right, my nose is already itching. So let's see what's going on here. Speaking of that, if you don't know what I mean by that, sometimes, like a lot of times when I do readings or I'm doing, spiritual work, I'll get like my nose will start to itch, ringing in my ears. It's like I feel this pressure in my head, all kind of weird pressure, and that's just the energy. Like it's like it's like kind of like how can you say it? Like a lightning rod. You're bringing it in and it's coming in, and I can feel it. So I'm already got my nose going. So. We got the Empress. We got the Nine of Cups, the Tower, Temperance, okay. The Seven of Wands, Strength, and the Nine of Swords. Okay, so you've got four major arcanas, and this is not a big spread that I do for these readings, but you got me, four, so that's a lot. That's a lot of energy right then and there. So coming into, remember I was talking about the other elements, big life changes going on for everybody. Well, water signs, you're in the same boat as them because the first card we have here is the Tower. And this is in your past position, so it's already happened, or it's it maybe if it hasn't happened yet, it's on its way. But there's some kind of big life change coming in. And excuse me, nose is itching still. And it's like it's I'm hearing it's like gonna throw you for a loop. It's like sudden, unexpected, you're not expecting it, but it's gonna be for your betterment. And it's happening on purpose for your betterment. And we'll get into that, in the next couple cards, but it's definitely coming in for your betterment. Now, of course, when the Tower strikes, it never feels that way in the moment. It's kind of like, you're always wiser in hindsight, or you can always see things in hindsight. So, but when you're going through a trial, you never see that it's a good thing until after you go through it. And then down the road, you can be like, oh, now I understand why that had to happen. And if it wasn't for that happening, I wouldn't have been able to do this. And so a lot of times the tower happens to kind of kick us into the path that we're meant to be on. So if you're kind of like floundering around, you're not on the right path, or you're procrastinating, or you're not fulfilling your mission like you should be, the universe comes in and like kicks you in gear, so to speak, and shakes things up and removes barriers so that you're where you need to be. And so a lot of times it can be unexpected, especially if you're like not paying attention to your intuition. Because what I've seen in my life is that the universe tries to um, kind of like get your attention and use your intuition to get you to to make changes. But if you ignore it for so long, that's when the tower comes in and tears things up, so to speak. And as I've gotten older, though, I've gotten a lot better at paying attention to my intuition, and I've learned to follow it because of this. That's how I've learned to follow it over years of, not following it and learning the hard way. And then, so now it's like when my intuition's telling me something, I know to do it, right? Because I know what will happen if I don't. But so that's in the past position. In the current energy, you're in this Empress energy, and I hear you're trying to be in this Empress energy. But what was going on is whatever this is that they're trying to get out of your way, that was like a barrier for you. It's like it had to be removed so that you could come into the fullness of this Empress energy. Because it's like you were, they're saying it was time for you to be the Empress. It was time for you to come into this energy, but there was things in your life that were holding you back from really manifesting that energy. So there's things that were probably lower vibrational, maybe relationships, maybe like a career path, or something that was really holding you down, that was a barrier that was keeping you from manifesting this and coming into the fullness of this energy. So it's kind of like, it's like time's up. It's like you need to be in this Empress energy now. This is where you need to be. Sorry, the sun. There we go. This is where you need to be. And it's like they're saying, this is funny. They're saying it's a sweet spot. Like I'm hearing that, you've worked many, many years, and it's been rough. It's been like many years of rough lessons, trials and tribulations. And it's like now you've hit the sweet spot where it's not like things aren't going to happen that might be difficult, but you've reached a sweet spot where it's like it's going to ease up. It's not going to be as hard and difficult as it used to be. It's like you're going to get rewarded for all your hard work and everything that's happened, like abundance. And I'm hearing like clarity in your decisions, abundance, nurturing and love, type relationships coming in, whether it's like intimate, personal relationships or relationships with family and friends. It's like your life's going to be enriched from where it used to be. And it's like you're going to hit that sweet spot of being very content and happy. And it's just like, yeah, like a really content, happy energy is what I'm feeling. So, and that for you basically, is like a wish come true. That's what you want, in this situation. Like you got the Nine of Cups here. So you're definitely looking for that kind of contentment, that kind of abundance. You're definitely looking to be in this type of, sorry about the glare. You can see it, Empress energy. So you're really trying to, manifest this. And that's why the universe was helping you out with the tower and kicking those things out of your life that were not inconclusive to that. But yeah, your wish is, you want that type of life. You want to be abundant. You want to have clarity and of knowing what you're doing and making decisions and having, relationships that are nice and deep and enriched type of relationships, and being in maybe in a career path that you're really excited about and really happy about, that you love doing. Okay, so I also see that this is all happening in divine timing. Like I was saying earlier with this, it's happening because it's time now for it to happen. It's like you can't wait anymore. You can't, procrastinate becoming the Empress. It's like, yeah, you've been through, it's like you've learned everything you need to learn. They're saying you've been through the trials and tribulations. You've had the lessons you needed to learn. So now it's time to like bring it into the Empress energy. And so the divine is definitely behind this. It's not just the timing of it. It's like this is your divine path. Like they were helping encourage the tower to happen because it's like you have things you need to do on the earth. You have a certain path you need to follow. You have like mission and purpose you need to fulfill. And maybe you weren't on the right path, or maybe you were like things were distracting you from that mission and purpose. So the divine and angels, archangels, your spirit guide team, they're definitely like behind you, helping to push you in that direction, but they're helping this to happen because they know that this is what's best for you. And that's the thing, like they want to emphasize is this is best for you. Even if it didn't feel like it in the moment, if you've already gone through the tower moment, it's definitely for your greater good. And so that's why it had to happen. And also, if you notice, one thing I like about this card, of course, I like the angel and it's pretty with the flowers and everything, but I like how there's that little path right here with the sun. So it's like they're leading you to the sun. They're leading you to, and it makes me think, I like right now, what's flashing my mind is that sun card in tarot. It's leading you to that. They're leading you to that. Um, so yes, there's definitely divine help with this, getting you into that, new situation. And it's helping that wish to come in that you had with this 9 of Cups. It's helping that to come in for you. So I don't know if you can see this. I'm trying to do it where the sun's not coming in, but this is all what's happening this week for you water signs. So it's like kind of a heavy energy this week, a lot going on, but it's positive. Now, in the near future, what's interesting is there's going to be some people in your life that aren't happy about these changes. So if you're like leaving a relationship behind, if that was the tower, like the tower was you leaving maybe a long time relationship behind, or I don't know, leaving family members behind out of your life, making those types of changes, or if you're changing like your career path, there could be some people that aren't happy about it. And they're not happy about it because maybe this is like really the first time you've really done what you've followed your heart and did what you wanted to do. And maybe, in the past, you always listen to other people and, well, you should do this water sign, this is the correct path you should be on. And they like kind of told you what to do, like what career to do, or, what relationship to be in. And you just kind of followed their lead. And now you're like, nope, I'm doing what's right for me. And there's going to be some, backlash about that. But it's backlash because you're going against what they want for you. But it's like I'm hearing that it's what they were benefiting from what you were doing. So if you were in a relationship that wasn't good for you, but the other person was benefiting from your emotional labor, from your, maybe your physical labor, cooking, cleaning, that kind of stuff. So they were like benefiting from you being there. And then you're like, I don't want to be in this relationship anymore. And that's what the tower was. Of course, there's going to be pushback from this person because they were like, they were benefiting from you being there, and it was making their life easier, and they're not happy about it. So there is going to be a sense of defensiveness. I don't know if you can see, he's got he's got this wand across his chest and he's in a defensive stance if you look at his legs. And then he's got these wands coming at him. So you're definitely going to have to be kind of defensive and defend this decision or defend what the change is, because there's going to be some people in your life, and you could get some pushback from family members too. Like, what are you doing? Why are you leaving this relationship? It's such a great relationship. And maybe it was on paper, maybe to the outside world, it looked perfect, but you knew in your heart that it's not right. It's not meant for you. So you're definitely you're going to get some pushback in some way, shape, or form for this, for this decision that you're making, for this change that's coming into your life. But what they're saying is it's not going to really bother you. I mean, you'll be able to defend yourself easily because you're in that Empress energy. Like you're coming into this now because these barriers were taken out of the way. So you're coming into that Empress. So they can be upset and, but you're going to be able to handle it pretty well. And also, one of the advice cards I have for you water signs is a strength. So going along with what I'm saying, it's like this card, you're going to have strength to fight against any, people that are giving you a hard time about it. any pushback that you get for making these changes. You're going to have strength to do it. But it's also going back to, remember I said earlier, that you had been through a lot of trials and tribulations, and things have been hard. And it's like now you're finally in that sweet spot where you're kind of getting into the part of your life where things are going to ease up and be easier. And remember, I said you're being rewarded for all your hard work. Well, that's kind of what's going on here with this card, too. Not only are you going to have the strength to make the changes that are happening with the Tower card, but you're also being rewarded for all the hard work that you've done and put in over the years. And basically, for you're being rewarded for everything you've been through, if that makes sense, and all the things that you had to go through to grow to become this empress. So it's like now the universe is like, rewarding you. It's like things are going to ease up. It's not going to be as hard, and you're going to have like a time of abundance. And like I said, relationships being more enriched, and things are just going to be lighter and easier is what I'm hearing. Lighter and easier. It's not like you're feeling like you're walking through mud all the time to get forward. It's going to be much more easier. And you've got this, affinity symbol above your head. So there's definitely like, divine help with this too. Divine help, like the divine's giving you strength. Your spirit team's helping you have strength to go through it. And the other advice card I have is this 9 of Swords. So, definitely making these changes coming in are definitely going to cause a level of anxiety. Yeah, and worry, and we're only human. I mean, that's normal when things get upended and your life's kind of like turned around 180. It's like a complete change happens in your life, that, especially if it's unexpected and it happens unexpectedly. And it's like, maybe you saw it coming but didn't see the signs, but I mean, like it's an unexpected, shocking change. So yeah, it's going to definitely give you some anxiety and worry, but it's nothing to worry about because you've got a divine team helping you, and you're going to reach that sun in the background of the Temperance card. Like you're getting there, and things are going to be much better for you since the Tower happened and cleaned these things out of your life. And like even in the moment you don't see it, but it will. Things are going to be so much better. So all this is happening for your greater good. So just keep that in mind. So when you're having these moments of anxiety, keep that in mind. But I feel like you're going to be okay. I mean, allow yourself to, feel those feelings, but you're going to have the strength to get through this, and everything's going to work out and be okay. Like you're going to get through these changes okay, even if it's shocking and, unexpected and, really kind of took you back and, messed everything up in your life for a while, shook everything up. You're going to end up being okay. So if you're, having anxiety, and, we're only human, of course, you're going to experience, anxiety and worry when things like that happen, especially if it's major life changes that are happening. There's always like a fear of what's coming, the fear of the unknown. How am I going to handle this? How's everything going to work out? You get stuck in the what ifs, what if. So, but you're going to get through it okay. So just remember, if you're feeling like this, it's all going to work out and be okay. So this is another deep reading I have here in front of me, and it follows the theme of major life changes happening. I think the Tower came out in some of the other element readings too for this week. So, Tower everywhere. So there's like all these major changes happening for everybody. But the theme I see with it is, yes, major things happening in everybody's life, but it's like everything's turns out good. It's like all these changes are happening for the betterment of us, even though we don't see it maybe at the moment. But that was what I've seen over and over and over again with these readings. So that's what I have for you, water signs. I hope you enjoyed the reading. I'll see you soon. Bye bye.